So, yeah, so now we are starting. Thanks for coming in, Stefan. Nice to see you. Kohn. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm terribly sorry. But thanks for coming in. It's great. Oh, correct. Thanks. And you're chatting with me instantly. That's so cool because this is actually an interactive webinar. And I'd love people to talk to me during the show. Yeah, it's called How to Restore Self-Love. My name is Becky Gertz. I'm very pleased to meet you. And yeah, so I'm not a native speaker, as you can hear. I have a slight British accent, I think, because I was living in England for almost 2 years. So yeah, excuse me for not being a native speaker, but yeah, I thought we were quite successful. This is our third English webinar. So I say hello to our people here on TikTok, on Facebook, on Insta, on YouTube, and of course, on Zoom. Fiona is coming in. Great. So, that's so nice, Kun. Are you from the Netherlands? At least your name sounds like it. And you say good evening. Thanks for the webinar. Nice to meet you too. Thank you. That's very, very nice. Okay, so tonight we are going to talk about how to restore self-love. And this is so important because everything in life starts with you. Yeah. If there's no self-love, actually, that's not a good basis to start from. So self-love is all you have, basically. Yeah. The more love you have for yourselves, the more love you can give towards others. And so here at BestYou, just to introduce us a bit, we are not just an online thing. Actually, we have a whole center located in Hamburg, Germany, and we are giving seminars. We are holding seminars here in our center where we just provide very, very vital knowledge to people that they can apply in life. It's all applicable what we do here. And it's about self-improvement, about life improvement. So you start working with this knowledge and that makes you more successful, more happy. It's all about improving the world, you know. We don't do this for money or something. It's just like I've learned so much. I had actually, I started reading the books I will show you later. I started reading them when I was 20 years old. And before that time, I didn't have any self-love, just a tiny bit to be precise. And yeah, it's not nice, is it? So I was actually suffering a lot. I was always thinking that other people, they are more intelligent than me. They look better. Thanks for sending the hearts. It's so nice. Yeah. So I was suffering a lot from not having enough self-love for myself. So I was looking around, searching for knowledge, which I can use. And I actually found something that was very successful for myself. You don't need to believe anything I'm telling you tonight. You can apply it for yourself, by yourself, and just have a look if it works out for you as much as it does for myself. So, and yeah, I'd love you to talk to me. So whenever I have questions, feel free to put something in the chat. I can see your answers here on Zoom and TikTok. Oh, I need a charger, Jenny. This tough thing is not really charging, but the lights are on TikTok. Sorry, we have a little technical thingy here. This one, yeah? Okay, cool. So last week we had some connection troubles here. And so tonight it's the cha-cha. Okay, we will get over it. And so, yeah, looks good. I don't know. I can't see if the phone is charging, to be honest. Yeah, it does. Perfect. So sorry. Okay, cool. Self-love, how to restore self-love. At first, I'd like to know why you are here. What is the reason for you to come to this webinar? What would you like to learn? What's your biggest problem with self-love? So I have the first answer. Fantastic. From the Hague, you are. So now I'm a bit slow thinking right now, just thinking, okay, Den Haag. So I'm back. And Kun says, nope, I've struggled with low self-love since my early teens. My ADHD and some experience have given me low self-esteem, resulting in a burnout this year. So right now I'm trying to recover from it, and it seems like a good place to me. Perfect. You are totally at the right place. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for being so open. I do appreciate that. So somebody's saying hi on TikTok too. Thank you very much. It's XX Bobby XX. Okay, cool. And so, and you are right. Some things happened that your self-love got reduced. And this is what we are talking about tonight. What does reduce self-love? What is it? And how to overcome it. So stay with us. Yeah. So I will give you some answers. Okay, great. And the others too, please put something in the chat. Why are you interested in restoring your self-love? I'd love to know that. It's very important so that we can talk about it and I can adjust the content a bit towards your own problem with it, right? Okay, cool. So at first, I'd love to tell you that I think that's my personal point of view. Nobody has been born with a natural lack of self-love or with an insufficient amount of self-love. So first of all, when we were born to love ourselves and to love life, right? And then there's some emotional abuse among our friends, among our family members, relatives, companions, yeah? And this causes so much suffering. Emotional abuse undermines self-love. What is emotional abuse? That's a very, very important thing to know about. And Cohen has said so, that some things happened to him, and that's exactly what it is. We will see that there are two different types of emotional abuse, and one is the most dangerous one, because most of the time we don't realize that this is actually emotional abuse. So, and of course, we will also talk about how to overcome the effects that emotional abuse has on us. And even if the source of it is done, it's over, you know, even then there are still some effects. So is there a possibility to overcome those? It is. And that's what I want to tell you about tonight. Okay, so what is emotional abuse? First of all, we need a definition so that we can all agree on it, what we are talking about when I use this term. Emotional abuse is a pattern of somebody who uses insults, humilities, and it causes fear so that the individual can be controlled better by the person who's using it. Yeah, keep that in mind. It's all things that will invalidate you. Yeah, we will look a bit more into it. What's invalidation? From others, of course, there's self-invalidation, but we will talk about that. Okay, so there are two types of emotional abuse. And I know from Cohen, but I don't know from the others yet. Is there anybody with us tonight who have suffered and experienced emotional abuse? Please put that into the chat. We will talk about it and I will show you how to handle it. So the two types of emotional abuse there are, first, direct abuse, the evaluation and invalidation of your personality, your attitude, or your life. That's very direct. It's very open. Somebody says, I don't like you. Somebody says, you are stupid. Somebody says, that wasn't good what you did. Yeah, all this critical stuff that is very straightforward. Also just evaluating you. Yeah, it doesn't need to be an invalidation. It's enough if somebody says, you are always like blah, 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 and then comes up with something. Who is that person to give you his viewpoint like a fact? Like that's reality for everyone, including yourself. That is not okay because we have, every one of us has different viewpoints. Yeah. So that's the first thing you should be very, very careful of. No, that's not the right word. You should be very aware of it when somebody tells you what you should think about yourself. Yeah. Okay, and if somebody invalidates you, he or she makes you smaller, it's a downgrading thing. Yeah, you are not as much worse than others. Your viewpoints are strange. Yeah, something is wrong with you. All these things, but this is very direct. That's the first type of emotional abuse. Okay. The next one is much meaner, even meaner. The first one is already really bad, but the second one is hidden abuse. What is hidden abuse? So this is abuse which gets hidden behind a friendly smile. It's this famous type of saying, oh, it's just for your own good. I'm your friend. Yeah. And it's covered with a nice smile. It's for your own good. I don't want to criticize you, but, and then there's something, but I just want to tell you because I'm your friend. You need to hear that because it's dangerous what you're doing. It's not good. It's not nice. You know, they have their explanations, sometimes very good explanations why they're telling you that you are no good. Yeah. And it comes with a smile. And I'll explain to you now how it gets covered. So why is that important to know what this hidden abuse is doing to you? Because it will cause something you then do by yourself when you're on your own. Yeah. So let's look into it. It's this type, the hidden abuse, it's this type that undermines our self-esteem by getting ourselves to question everything we do or say. From then on, when we got this hidden abuse, we will start to put our attention onto ourselves, and we start to analyze what we are doing, what we are thinking, what our attitudes are, if they are right, if they are wrong. Yeah, this natural self-love thing where you feel big self-esteem and you know you're right gets just crashed. It gets crashed and destroyed. So you become more introverted than you usually are. And you start thinking, am I right? Did I say it nicely? Was I wrong? You know, all these things, they start from this hidden type of abuse. So there are those people. Yes, exactly, Corinne. This is this doubts. Yeah. Totally. So there are those people who make us feel unsuccessful, and those who start to entrap our minds. Yeah, it's a trap, actually. It's a real trap, and it's a hidden one. It is a very, very specific type of person who is treating others like this. And here we need to be very, very careful. We will find this type of treatment by others, this hidden abuse, on a very specific emotional band. Yeah. Just for you to know, I will go a bit deeper into it because it's so interesting. It's so interesting to know more about emotional reactions. Yeah. I don't say emotions are bad. When you're very happy, that's an emotion too. When you're bored, that's an emotion. When you become angry, it's an emotion. When you're sad, that's an emotion. Yeah. But hidden abuse is called hidden hostility. That is actually an emotional level, hidden hostility. Those people use hidden abuse on us. So they are everywhere. You know, you could meet them in the supermarket. They can sit on your sofa at home, waiting for you to spend the night together with you. They could be your colleagues at work or even your boss. They just could be everywhere. And imagine that. I had that, actually, that's a real experience. I went to the supermarket, went to the cashier, put all my things there, wanted to pay. And then this person said something to me that was covered with a smile. So at first it looked very friendly, but it had this little spike in it, you know, like that just creates an effect on you, and you just walk along. Yeah, you go out, you feel a bit worse than before. And if you can't pinpoint where it actually came from, That's it already. Yeah, less self-esteem, a lower emotion. So it's very tricky. And so tonight we will look at it at this emotional level, which is called covered hostility. And you will find, now it's the time where I show you this book for the very first time. It's called Self-Analysis, sorry, in German, gets pronounced a bit differently, of course. So, and here's something I need to show you, because there is a chart inside this book, which is called the chart of human evaluation. That's the chapter. So there's a chart, looks like this. Yeah, it's very long. And it has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different, the most important emotional levels people can have. Yeah. And it shows how the person who is on this specific emotional level at the moment or for a longer period of time, could also happen that people are getting fixed on a specific emotional level. And this chart shows the specific reactions of that person. Sounds a bit like, is this possible? Yeah. Is this really possible? When I read it for the first time, I thought, no, it's not that easy. Can't be, there's character, there's experiences, you know, these different types of personalities. Yes, that's true. But then when I looked closer to it, when I was observing people in my environment, I actually realized that in general, all these reactions will be observable, will be visible when you look a bit closer. Yeah. So, and as I said, there's an emotional level, which is called hidden hostility. So then on this chart, we actually find 24 different columns showing the different aspects, the different types of reactions of that person on this specific emotional level. And tonight, I will show you 3 of these columns, which is, the first one is called handling of truth. We want to see how somebody reacts towards the handling of truth, who is the person is emotionally on the level hidden hostility. This is a nice thing. Yeah, there are many, many examples. Somebody smiles at you, but sings some very bad stuff. Yeah, so this is, I think for myself, I realized that's that's one of the most dangerous emotional levels, because it looks friendly. Yeah, it looks like I'm your friend. It's for your own good, what I'm saying. But the intention is very bad. Yeah. If we see somebody who's not covered at all, who's very open, this direct abuse, at least you can see that this is not nice, that this is an invalidation. It's not nice, but at least you see it. The problem is, if you don't see it, if you can't see it because it's so covered and so hidden, then it creates an effect, but you don't know where the effect comes from. So that is very important. So have you ever noticed anybody saying something really mean to you, but with a nice smile? I love this, you know, when somebody sits in front of me. I've learned so much about this specific emotion. Then actually, for me now, it has become very visible. Oh my gosh, yeah, 6 years in a relationship. So do they mean it to be harmful? Yes, they do. That's their intention. Or do they not understand how they came across? Yeah, for example, you know, it's not that I can't be on that emotional level. I could if I want to. Everybody can. Yeah. So I remember that I had a time, I was in another country and I felt very stressed. There was something going on I couldn't agree with. So I was a bit, stressed, actually really stressed. But on my social, interpersonal level, I still wanted to be friendly. So I asked an old lady, can you tell me how late it is? She realized what emotional level I had. She came closer and said, no. So I was almost shocked. You won't expect that from an elderly lady, would you? To be so cheeky. But she spotted my emotion. And so I realized myself at that time that I was in a weird condition somehow. Yeah. So I had to laugh. She actually brought me up emotionally. So the author you wanted to know, it's L. Ron Hubbard. It's my favorite author. I've learned so much. Anyway, I show you more about it. Okay. So stay with me. It's really good. So on this level, we want to look at it. How does the person treat others and is handling truth in life? Somebody who's on hidden hostility. So that's column number 8. On hidden hostility, it says, I need my text because I had to translate a few words actually. So it says here, ingenious and vicious perversions of truth. Ingenious is clever and inventive. Yeah, that's meant by this. Vicious means deliberately cruel or violent. So that also answers your question, deliberately cruel or violent. So ingenious and vicious perversions of truth covers lying artfully. That's like an art. They are lying, but they are covering it. It's hidden. Yeah. So this is how this person is handling truth. This person will lie to you, but in such a good manipulative. Yes. Very much. Very, very much. We look deeper into it, you will learn something more about it. It's just like, oh, when I first read it, I thought people can't be that bad. We all can be if we want to. Definitely, yeah. Okay. But there's hope. There's hope for everyone. Yeah. I was quite emotionally low when I started reading these books. So, but you can work on yourself to get higher. And don't believe me, you can see by yourself. Yes, you can look for yourself. It's really nothing to believe in because it's practical, it's applicable. And of course, it's only for people who really want to improve themselves. It takes a bit of effort. You need to have the motivation to do something about it. Yeah. Even though it's just reading a book, but I will show you later. It's also, it comes with a method you can use to bring yourself up. Okay, so column number 10, hidden hostility, speech. What the person is talking about, and speech, what the person is listening to. Yeah, so we look at that. What the person is talking about looks like a good conversation. Yeah, it seems to be a nice conversation, but with a vicious intent. Yeah, deliberately cruel or violent. The intent is no good. The person lies, and about what does the person listening to, it says, this column says, listens little, but mostly to cabal, that's intrigue. The person is working against you, but that's covered, that's an intrigue. And gossip, lies, yeah, that's what that person loves to hear. Gossip, all this bad stuff. Oh, interesting to hear something. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. So that's what the person is saying. We have an apparently good conversation, but with vicious intent. Not nice at all. So column number 16 I have for you, which is called method used by subject to handle others. Yeah, and we are looking into the emotion hidden hostility. So here it says, nullifies others to get them to level where they can be used. Not nice, yeah, where they can be used, nullifies others to get them to level where they can be used. Devious means showing a skillful use of underhand tactics to achieve goals, yeah? Underhand tactics to achieve goals. That's devious. Devious and vicious means. Vicious is that deliberately cruel and violent stuff. So hypnotism we find on that level. It's control over others, yeah. I make you sleepy and then you do what I want. And gossip seeks hidden control. I know this is very hard to look at, yeah, what this person's intentions really are. But believe me, you've never, ever, ever been insulted intentionally very badly. Okay, could happen if you just, yeah, you say something and you didn't think about it. Oops, oh, sorry. But then that person, you will see that this person flushes, yeah, gets nervous, oh, or says sorry or something like this. But if somebody smiles at you, telling you something that is vicious and tries to invalidate you so that you can be controlled better by that person, it's not nice. It's not nice at all, but it happens, yeah? So, what are these people really doing? They are scared of you being better. They are scared. And the funny thing is, no, not really funny, the strange thing, oh yeah, it's the emotion hidden hostility has a number, it's 1.1 on that scale. And right beneath it, on 1.0, there is fear. So, and that makes sense then why hidden hostility is right above fear. Yeah. It's these people are scared of you being better. And therefore, they are trying to push you down in a hidden way. Not nice. The solution includes 2 steps. Now we come to the solution part, yeah? The first very, very, very important thing is to spot those people who are on this emotional level. Because it's like having an enemy right next to you with a smile. Somebody who pretends to be your best friend. Yeah. No, he's not your best friend. So the first point towards a solution and towards restoring self-love is, first of all, you need to spot those people around you. And to spot them very quickly, it's much easier when you know the chart of human evaluation. It becomes, I was reading it all through several pages. And then first of all, I thought that's impossible. It's not that easy to foresee people's reactions, because this chart has 24 columns. It shows you so many different reactions of that emotional level. So of people who are on a specific emotional level towards life, that when you know those, you just need to know a few of them. And when you see that, you instantly know what you can expect of that person. Will that person lie to you? If the person borrows something from you, will you ever get it back? If this person makes a promise, like, would that be a great friend? What's the value as a friend? There are so many, the behavior in a relationship, the attitude towards the relationship, all these things and many, many more, we have 24 columns, depend on the emotional level. So, of course, we are not fixed. Not every one of us is. Some are very fixed for a very long time. Yeah. So, but the first thing you need to know is, who are those people who are hidden enemies? Who will use hidden abuse on me? Yeah, that's the first thing. Because what will happen, you get this emotional abuse, and you will start to introvert, you will start to invalidate yourself, you will start to analyze what you're doing, if it's right or wrong, if you're good or not, all these things, and your self-esteem will lower and your self-love will get reduced. These are the effects of it. So, but to spot those people is one thing, but actually you should get away from them. You should get away from them. They will pull you down sooner or later. It's not nice to have somebody with a bad intention right next to you, covered with a nice smile, right? So that's the first thing. The next one is to restore your self-esteem, because you had a negative influence of such a person in the past. So this creates can create, but it does in many, 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 many cases. So then you will invalidate yourself because you have had some invalidation by others in the past. So it has a lot of effects. When you were emotionally higher before the emotional abuse, you might got lower on the same chart. Yeah, I'm talking about. So, and because this is for people, this is only for people who really want to do something about it. From sitting on your sofa, watching a nice movie, it's nice entertainment, but it won't solve your constant emotional levels. And yeah, it could be a short time you will feel better. Of course, But as you know, after a while, when you get up, you will get lower again. Yeah. So what can you do about the effects emotional abuse had on you, on the ongoing effects, which are still there? There is something you can do about it. And this is the method you learn from this book. It's a workbook. And first of all, you learn about the method. Why does it work? How does it work? Then there is the chart of human evaluation. Then there is a test. With this test, you will spot yourself on the chart of human evaluation. You will see where you are in life, yeah, in regards to your emotional levels. And then the practical starts. You start doing the exercises of this book, and something will happen. Something will happen once you start doing it. Yeah, you work yourself through it. It's not very hard, to be honest. It's also very exciting because you will actually train your mind while doing it. So it could happen that your memory becomes better, the recall of things of the past are clearer. Yeah. So the reaction time will be faster. Yeah. So all the things you do with your mind could become better. And that's the major point. Your emotional level should rise. And then in the end of the book, once you work yourself through the lists and the method, then you do the same test again. So then you have it in writing, how you improved your emotional level by doing those exercises. And this is based on research of decades. And millions of people have this book already. I don't know if everybody who has it have done the method. I hope so. Maybe some of them, they have it in their shelf, have never tried it. I did. I did. And I tell you, it's just, you have to experience by yourself. It's just not comparable to anything else I've ever read about. Also, this chart of human evaluation, once you look in life, if this is actually true, but it's written there, you start to get along with people better. You know what you can expect from them. So if somebody pretends to be your friend and isn't, you already had the expectation that this could happen. It doesn't have to. You should always just look, yeah? Observe. That's very important. But if it happens, it won't surprise you. It won't surprise you. And that's so great because you can respond to it in a way that people look at you like, oh my God, this person, something is special about this person. The reaction is, wow. Yeah. Sometimes they're very surprised that you knew already. You don't invalidate them by saying, hey, look, your emotion is hidden hostility. You would never invalidate others. Yeah. But you will learn everything there is about the topic, right? So if you really want to do something, and this is only for people who really want to improve themselves and get rid of the effects of past emotional abuse, yeah? So if you really want to do something about it, you can buy this book tonight. I'll give you more information about it once you put info book into the chat, then I will contact you right after the show, get in touch with you and give you more information about it. We can actually, get in touch via WhatsApp, whatever you like. And somebody who's buying this book tonight and hasn't ever bought a book at BestYou, you will get the self-analysis course, extension course. You can do it from home for free. Yeah, this is 20 euros. So you will get it for free because we want to help people. And so we got some donations. So this is how we do it, right? We also need to buy the books, but the prices are the same everywhere. But we give you this as a present if you've never bought any book with us. And the extension course is great because it comes with a book and you read a chapter and then answer some questions. And this gives you a better understanding of the book itself. Because you read this question and you say, oh, I don't know the answer. So you need to look again. Yeah, it's a much more intense study. And the good point of an extension course is you can send in your answer just by email, by WhatsApp, however you like. And it gets corrected by one of our specialists. We are a whole big team here. And you can have personal assistance from that professional. For free, it comes with a course. It's always like this with every extension course we have. And so whenever you have questions, when there's a specific thing coming up during your work with the book, then you can talk to the specialist and we will give you all the assistance you need for free on top. So let me know, just put info book into the chat. We will get in touch and that's it. It's easy as that. So do it right now because it's a lot of very vital knowledge. Really, every one of us should have. I don't know why we don't learn this in school because that's life. Yeah, it happens around us. There are people with a hidden hostility, emotional level, abusing us emotionally, and we should know more about it. That's very, very, very important. And you also get a method which you can use to work on yourself to overcome the effects on emotional abuse. So Cohen says, sounds good, but I don't do well with books. I totally understand that. Good that you're saying it because this is a bit different. Yeah, as I said, it's a workbook. You see, there's not much writing, but something you do with your mind. So it's a practical thing. Most of it, there is something to read. Always something in between those questions here you need to answer, but not that much as you think. So the book itself, it's a bit smaller. And every difficult word, yeah, the word is difficult too. Every difficult word, Jesus Christ, sorry, is getting defined in the glossary at the end of the book. So you get a definition for every difficult word there is. Oh my God, what's going on with me tonight? My English is a bit warped. Okay, so it's very easy to read because you start reading it, and whenever you encounter, thank you, oh, so kind, thank you. Yeah, see, the little introversion thing was just going on, yeah. I'm much better now with getting out of it and recovering a good emotional level, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this before. Sometimes it took me days to get out of a bad emotional level. Days, yeah. And you see, self-analysis will give you the tools you need to get out of bad emotions much quicker than that. Yeah. I spoke to somebody who read it, who did the method. He said, Becky, whenever I have a shitty mood, I just do it for 50 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. I feel great again. I don't know. That was the guy telling me what happened when he did self-analysis. Yeah, in my case, some other things happened, but I love that. So if you want to have more infos, just drop me a line in the chat saying info books and we get in touch. We can talk about your situation personally. And I hope to hear from you. Thank you very, very much for being here with me. And hopefully we see you again. Follow us and you will get more exciting and helpful data about how to improve life. Thank you very much. Good evening.